Okay, our session is on recording and we are going to proceed. I'm going to share my screen. From there, we go to draw.io where we'll get started. And yeah. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
So tonight, what I'm going to do is to model this process. So it's up to you to model the to be process. Of course, in your own submission, I need to see to be. The point here is to teach you how to create modeling, not to create everything for you. Yeah, so getting it right, this kind of thing, we're looking at achieving something. So this is as this process. So I'm going to use this process flow here to create it. Yeah. And after then, we'll have to be processed as well. So you can come down here and create to be. So to create as is process, I will need a tool called draw.io, and that's it. If you have Visio, Lucidchart, you can use any of them. But why I'm so interested in using draw.io is because it's free. So you will not tell me I don't have money to subscribe for Visio or Lucidchart. So this is free. It does the work Visio does. So if you do that, it's going to take you to app.diagram.net. Going to direct you to this. And I already have an account. So well, now it's asking me if I have existing work. I want to start from the scratch. I want a new diagram. So I'll click on this. It will take me here where I have to choose either I choose a template or please, if you are not on mute, put yourself on mute. And you put yourself on mute, Remy Maria. And I will use blank diagram, blank. I'm not going to use any of these templates. And I will equally have to give my work a title. I can say is to pay. To pay lead. To pay assist. Assist lead. Management. Process flow or process map. Yep. And yeah, process map. And I will save, create. And now I have a fresh canvas where I have to start my work. So what I'll be needing here is I'll be needing container for swim lane diagram. So if I search over, this is what we call libraries. This is general library. We have a lot of libraries here. That's what we call this. If the shape you are looking for is not in any of this library, you might just add more shape here, bring you where you can add more libraries. And if you want to, for instance, here, I want to add more libraries. So we have libraries for a lot of things. So let's say Dynamics 365. We want to add a diagram for that. So you see, we have diagram for the 365 here. So that's it, but I'm not, this is just for teaching purposes. I don't need any of this library here. General library and UML flowchart is enough for me. So I have to come here and type swim lane so that instead of going to the library one after the other to search for shapes, the first thing is to get swim lane diagram containers. And I'll type in this search bar, I will type swim lane and I enter. Yeah, you see we have a lot of shapes now coming out. A lot of these are containers. You see, it's called container. So you can use any of these containers, but the one I'm using is for swim lane. Swim lane means we'll have different lanes. You can use, this is horizontal swim lane, and this is vertical swim lane. Whichever one you want, you can use it. This is a single swim lane. You can use this as swim lane. There's another vertical swim lane. So this is what I'm going to use. I'll click and it's here. So all these lanes, this is where you're going to be putting the names of different roles or operators using working within that process. The process we are talking, okay, who will tell us the name of the process we are working on now? What is the process? Anyone? Katie, can you try?
As is.
As is.
Process.
As is not the process.
Is it to be? I thought you do as is before to be.
To be what? To be what?
To be process.
Yeah, it's not, to be is not a process. Is lead management. Lead management process. What is it? Okay. Please, what is lead? I want to make sure we understand what we are doing here. What is lead?
Leads can be
potential customers.
Potential customers, prospects.
Okay.
Potential customers.
Okay. So can you tell me the lead management? What are we trying to achieve here in this lead management?
I guess it's potential customers that we want to get and keep.
Okay. In a simple language, this is manual lead management process. At the moment, this company are managing their lead. Lead management is process of getting a customer, getting a potential customer, trying to convince them and trying to make them sign into your business, become your customer, and continue to. So it's not easy to convince someone to become your customer. You see a lot of advertisements we do on social media and this and that. It's just for people to see your product. When people see a product, they start chatting you. I like this one. How much? At that time, they are not your customer. They can just say how much, finish, and just go. So, but if you are very smart, once they say how much, you grab them. You won't allow them to go any place. Before they know it, they don't purchase. So from purchase, they don't come back, or they don't carry their friend come back, carry their family, you know. That is lead management. So it's a serious business for companies trying to get. You see so many of these applications, or even all these new generation banks, they will tell you once you sign up, they credit your account immediately. Some of you know that those days when we want to open accounts in Zenith Bank, they will tell you if you don't have up to 50,000, they cannot open back. Can you imagine that kind of crazy thing?
Mine was 100,000.
But now, new generation banks like Revolut here in London, once you open an account with them, they will pay £20 into your accounts. Can you see that the game has changed? But before, they will tell you that you must have this amount of money before they can open an account for. So they are doing you a favor Who is doing who a favor? We are doing them a favor, but they turn it like before. Those days, MTN, you have to pay ridiculous amount of money. So even those days, some people are paying 70-something thousand to get their SIM card. But now, some of these, they will even give you SIM card free and even give you some credit free for you to start using there. That is it. So all this is a way to capture you as a potential customer. These are lead processes, lead management, lead techniques. So that is what we are trying to understand. These companies, they are complaining, they are struggling to manage lead. Means, yeah, they'll be going out hustling, but at the end of the day, the number of leads they capture is very poor. So every morning they will go from market to this because they don't have an effective way of managing leads. So we want to understand the current process. So we look into the various gaps in their current process and then decide, okay, you guys are using manual lead management process, but in today's business, companies have gone into automation, which is using CRM system. So you need to understand where they are before you can tell them this is where to be. So I want to make sure you guys understand this very well, not just creating process map. Okay. Back to our drawing. To get started, I will delete this one, this first line. When I get to there, I will add it. I will delete another, this one too. You see, I only have one line now. Just like this one line now, if I work, I just bring this one line, but it's okay. I just want to show you that it can be, it's flexible. You can delete, you can add. If I want to add another, all this all I need to do is, you see, I will add it back. And you see, I'll highlight it. If I highlight this, you see, this is lane, this is swim lane. I add it back. If I want to remove it, it's flexible. So it's not going to cry, because some of you, if you want to touch it, your hand will be shaking. Like if you do it, the whole internet will crash. All right. Let's get started with this. See, it can be, it's highly scalable. You see, it's not crying. You can shift it up and down the way you want it. So, okay. I come on this pool, I'll put the title of this, call it assist. And here, the first person we are going to look at is, let's look at this, our documentation. So we need to work from the documentation, from our document. So okay, this is where we're starting. This is as is. Can as well delete this. Give us space. So this is where we're starting here. So as this process, where what is the first thing in this we are starting with lead acquisition. In lead management process, the first thing to do is lead acquisition. So we'll map out all this whole process. Lead acquisition, and come here, and we are done with this. So we'll come to this general. We get this Eclipse. So we're going to form our starts. Use it for starts. Starts. And that is the first. Lead acquisition. And who is the first person, who is the professional or the role that is starting this? So
Sales, marketing.
Marketing agent, that is it here. So come here and get the marketing. So that is the first person. The marketing agent captures lead manually. So, that lane, this lane is going to be marketing. So, yeah, that's the first thing here, marketing. And then what is, this is the main. So these are the sub under this. So the marketing agent captures lead through various sources: walk-in, event, online inquiries, email outreach, referral. So we're going to say the marketing captures lead manually. So we don't have time to write in all these things because we want our work to be very tidy. So we'll capture the key words here. So this is, we're going to be optimizing our work. Although if you're following arrow, the arrow will be showing the flow. But the purpose of itemizing your work is that you can have process map, that is, you can have up to 200 processes in a process flow. And a stakeholder can ask you a question, So all the stakeholders need to do is say, if you go to 1.2, what do you see happen there? So with that, you can easily address it. But if you do, it's not itemized. Before it tell you, scroll down, go left, not. So you try to make your work professional. So this becomes 1.1. 1.1 and yeah, so then we'll go back. We see what is the next information stored in spreadsheets. Yeah, information stored in spreadsheets. And I'm doing this to economize space. So I want my work to be very portable. Yeah. Now you see that is marketing. Let's look who is coming on board next. Under lead qualification, and you can see we are moving to the next role, which is sales rep, which is lead qualification. So we need to add another swim lane for this sales rep. So the swim lane is here to capture the role, not the lead processes. I want you to note that the role, that is what the swim lane is capturing. It captures marketing agent, captures sales rep, it captures another person to capture here is sales manager. So we have different 3 roles here. So we're going to have 3 swim lane. So that's it. Under this lead qualification, so we'll come over here, we highlight this, we go to this swim lane, we add another swim lane because we need it now. And yeah, I don't want it that way. Yep. So you need to clean all these processes here. Okay, so I add another flow here, another process here. No. I'll grab from here then. Yep. That's it. And this becomes the second lead process 2.0, and add another one here. And we go in and grab so we have the sales rep manually review the lead, to categorize them. There's no need of mentioning sales rep in the diagram because you already see that it's in this diagram. So it's diagram. So anything that is happening here is we're going to change this to sales rep. Two point one. Okay, and this, change this to sales rep, and this to okay, and that flow will come this way. And what are we doing? So lead are prioritized based on limited criteria. Lead prioritization with limited criteria based on hot, warm, cold, and two point two, and come back here again. Most of activities here are being done by the sales representative. So that is number 3 is lead assignment. That is 3.0. So we can use this to go to style here. Say, oh, these are for the main categories, and we can say under subcategories can be green, green. It's up to you if you want to do a coloration. So this one, do this as well. Yeah. And then under lead assignment, sales rep, lead are distributed to agents based on availability and proximity. So that is the way they assign their lead, whoever is available and their closeness to the lead, because you need to go talk to the lead in person to convince the lead. Call it 3.0. And we have this again. Lead.
That's 3.4.
Okay, I'll correct it. So, and no automated assignments. No automated assignments is in place. So means assignment manual. So, And here we need to scale up our container. From here, you highlight it and you come on this, you draw it down to increase. So I have more space to continue. And what next? The lead assignment. Lead follow up. That's number 4. It's lead follow up. 4 is cylinder sales rep. Four point zero. Follow up lead. That's 4.1.
Give me, sir. Mr. Charles?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay, I think there's one process that was duplicated.
What?
The manual assignment.
What happened to manual assignment?
I think it's explaining 3.1 liter distributed.
How is it 3.1?
Still explaining what happened in 3.1 to 3.2. Manual assignment of leads.
So what do you say? What are you saying?
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, so basically, so the 3.1 is saying that leads are, distributed or assigned to agents, and there's a comment saying that this process is manual. It's not an automated process. So it's basically like a comment under that section. So when we have 3.2 now saying leads are manually assigned, or leads are assigned, manually, or assignment is manual, that's not a process in itself. It's
It's a
basically a
process
comment.
because you are assigning it manual. If it's automated, you assign it automatically. But
Yes, but that is 3.1.
after agent, based on the availability, when you find the agent who is available, you are going to use manual process to assign it.
Okay.
It's the process.
So then basically maybe 3.1 should read agents. So it's like look for available agents. Then the next step is assigned to that agent when you find the nearest or the available agent.
Hello, Isioma. If you take that 3.1, what I understood by 3.1 is that the agents leads are displayed to agents based on proximity. Now, when the agent gets that thing, they now go and instead of going on automated assignment, they now go and manually key it in under the spreadsheet. I hope you understand it from there.
Okay, follow up our tracks using personal calendar notes. This is what we called detailed process, low-level process. You need to break them down into low-level processes. These are low-level processes. Please put yourself on mute if you are not commenting anything. Four point two. And 5 lead conversion. So we need to scale down a bit. See the lead seller process still increasing. So 'and successful leads are manually converted into customers. Five point one. So all the questions you've got, just be writing them down because I'm rushing. I have another class, so that will. I think these were the data is entered into separate system from boarding. Okay. Five point one, and this is where this, because of this,
5.2.
we'll bring it here, we'll bring it down here. And we need to add another swim lane. So within another lane, and okay. And quickly grab one here and So this is sales manager. Manager. What is sales manager doing here? Reporting. Reports are generated by consolidating data from various sources. So, uh, 6.1. And okay, how the final is insider limited or often delayed. So this is still the purpose of this is to create stress on the what is going on here. So just like if you who is the person saying about a comment in a process like this, if you want to make it simple, you can. The purpose of this is breaking it down into all the activities and trying to even capture the pain points. That's why some of all these are being captured. If you want it in such a way that you can see, you can use this to make something like a comment here, but I prefer breaking everything down. This will help me to fish out where there is gaps, because after this we are going to use this to create a gap analysis where all these, that's why you need to break them down as detailed as possible to fish out where all the gaps are. So and here our process is coming to an end, our process map, and we equally need to close it. To closing it up here, we can use this as end. And must indicate the beginning and the end of every process. You can see here, this is where this process starts, and this is where it ends. So this. Okay. We've modeled the current process. So before you model the to-be process, there is need to carry out analysis on this to fish out various gaps in the process. That is the reason to justify why we need automation. Like if we are trying to justify the reason for automation, we need to look out where there is a lot of manual activities here. We want to do that quickly. All we need is highlight all this, everything, and I'll come over here and I'll add another page, and I'll paste everything here. Another page here. So I need to. So please put yourself on mute to avoid noise from the background. So you see we have 2 pages now. Page 1 is the come here and rename it. Change, rename it, call it sales. Name, for example, as this copy and paste. If you come over here, you see that you can equally duplicate it. Like here, you duplicate this page, or you can move it or delete. So, we already have it here, and this we can call this, rename this, call this gap analysis. So rename it. And we click carry out what are when we have gaps here. We want to feature out all the manual processes here where we can automated. Leads are captured manually. These days, lead can be automated, and you're getting your lead after integration. You'll be automated. You're getting a lead funnel to social medias and things like that. So all the gaps here, we're going to capture them in red. That is gap, so we can change this particular one to another color. Let just be white. Or
Yellow will be okay. Yellow or golden should be okay there.
So information is steady in straight sheets. This is another gap. Another gap in the system. We don't need to store information in spreadsheets where we have an automated system. Manual review the lead and categorize them. The system, if you know how CRM works, system, you program it, it will, once lead comes based on lead criteria, it will categorize lead based on category and prioritize as well. So the system can do all this that we are doing manually. And leads are distributed to agents based on availability. System does this as well. Assignment manually based on criteria. The system we assign based on the logic or the criteria you use. You set the system, like if it goes this way, it goes that way. So follow-up lead on call, this is valid. You see follow-up lead even if you are using a system. But the system will help you to track, so that is how we are reviewing the process. Mind you, when we are going to review a process like this, you are not going to do it alone. You do it with stakeholders to make sure that everybody agree that is a waste or it can be improved on. Successful lead are manually converted into manually. We don't want to hear manually. Data is entered into separate system. So reports are generated manually. of course, in real time, you generate a report in real time. The system can put the report and see it live. And inside are limited. It's not in system. Everybody access the reports immediately. And yeah. So that's it. With this, you should be able to create to be processed, which we are not don't have time for it. So that's modeling. Why I quickly do this is to tell you the importance of modeling instead of doing too much writing on trying to do analysis. You first done your analysis. You can do more other analysis if you watch, but you have quickly done a very powerful analysis on this process. You can see the need for CRM system has been justified because how many processes here need improvement? Almost all the processes here need improvement. It's only one process that is very valid, that is still of value, which is you follow up lead with calls, which even if you are using CRM or if you are using, you still have to call call a lead or schedule appointments to see a lead or send an email. So whichever way you are using CRM, or you will still have to make this call. And that is it. So after this, this thing here is reports. You can just come over here and export as PNG. Export as PNG. And yep. I'll just download on my system. Click OK. And I'll come over here. And I'll note here. So, and yeah, that is to delete. I'll bring the one of just done one. You upload. Shall work. Exit here. And equally say gap. Bring the rest one. There's the gap here. Gap in this. Come over here. I'll call it gap. And while you bring this in, sports as PNG. And yeah, come over here, bring it in, start. This is the one I've already done that. So in this one is supposed to show, is what I'm supposed to bring in this gap. Okay. And yep. Okay. This is going to be forming part of your documentation. Now we'll find gaps in the system. We should be able to help us to come up with to be. So that is your own assignment. On this, I'm done with you. Okay. Because of time, like I said, I don't have much question. I can entertain much question. So, if you have anything to say briefly, I'm all for yours. Because I didn't have you a chance to ask question. Any question? All right. Yeah.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Charles. You asked us to do the to-be process. I want to know if we are also going to do the gap analysis for it.
We are going to do everything. I'm just teaching you how you are going to manage everything you need it in your project. So,
Okay.
This will be and everything. I told you the gap, although we'll still have to do analysis, but I quickly did gap analysis. You know, or when the next thing we're going to do is requirement analysis, where gap analysis will still come in, but I'll quickly show you how you can use process map to quickly create a gap analysis.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Saint Chede.
Hello, Mr. Charles. Please, the lesson notes, will it be available for us before the weekend runs out?
We'll try our best.
Okay.
Yeah.